Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be probably a short, quick discussion video about Wwe 2K24 may not be harmed like you think it will be from the recent patch in 2K23 where they've now disabled modding and that sort of stuff. I think, we're just going to jump straight into it. I think what they're doing right now are testing tools, obviously, for to stop this sort of thing happening again in 2K24. Now, it's no secret that no one really plays my faction. There's no real purpose to my faction either, because all of the content, you can't play it outside. I went outside of my faction. I literally traveled all the way to America, and obviously I went for other stuff. But I went to Walmart, picked up my John Cena, I picked up a Randy Orton action figure actually, but that was eligible for me to unlock the John Cena action figure in 2K23. Haven't used him once. Reason why? Because I don't play my faction. It's not fun. So that is why, you know, these modders like Status and everybody else that go in and go on the computer, obviously go in, get the potentially unreleased and just stuff that's in my faction, turn them into playable normal superstars that can be used in exhibition and upload them to community creations. Now, in my opinion, as long as my faction is exclusive to my faction, there is no problem with this. Okay, you're not offering, Status and everybody else aren't offering a service that 2K are, but for free. Okay, these are things that 2K probably need to start doing, as in to let us use these guys outside of my faction. Now that's where it brings me to 2K24. Obviously what they're doing now is using 23 as a little dummy. Okay, does this work? Does this work? Will this stop that? Okay, and in 2K24 there was rumors of it being, not even rumors, someone speculated and it blew up. I made a video on it, sorry, just tapped the mic. I made a video on it, check it out on my channel now. But of it being a live service game, of 2K24 being a live service game, meaning things will get added repeatedly to the game. Now technically my faction is that right now, however it's not, because that content is only available in my faction. I think WWE 2K24 will allow the my faction unlockables to be used outside of my faction mode. Now, the general player that wants to just use all these guys and not grind it out, or unfortunately spend money on these packs, does hurt from this. And you know, everybody hurts from it because everybody was able to download these guys from community creations. But now they're not. However, I think it's a step in the better direction because, look, 2K from the get-go, they sell you a game, it's got a lot of guys in it, okay, and a lot of the time you've got extra attires as well. Look at how many different John Cenas we got this year, how many different Rey Mysterios we got last year. No my faction involved, no nothing. Now, it is annoying that there are sometimes some pretty cool stuff that they include in my faction, like John Cena action figure, and new attires, updated Asuka for example, in the game, and only in my faction. And you know, maybe that's gonna suck for when 24 drops, and hey guys, grind your ass out or give us some money for these packs. I just think it's probably, you know, a correct step. 2K are gonna obviously want to profit from this, and that's business. You know, this has been a thing in games for a long time, and I want to say it hasn't hit WWE 2K games until potentially the next one. I don't know a single person who, other than for content, is genuinely grinding my faction. People do it at the moment for content. That is literally it. People spend a bunch of money on it for content. Okay, I don't know anybody that goes, man, I really want to play my faction and spend money on these cards that I can't use anywhere else, and I lose them all next year anyway when the new one comes out. I seriously think that this time around, you know, you can't fault 2K for it. You really can't. And I hate being that guy, but look at NBA for so long with my team and the VC to upgrade your guys in park mode. Look at Call of Duty over the last few years. This is how things are. And again, it's not pay to win either. It's literally, you want the new attire, get all the my faction credits, or give us some money for them. Like, it's not, yeah, it's not something that we should be against. I think it sucks for the creations community, it really does, but you know, it's how it is. So is it a good thing? Maybe not. But is it something that 2K really, like 2K have to do if they want to, you know, make my faction a relevant mode? Then yeah, it is, unfortunately. You know, my faction has just been this irrelevant mode for so goddamn long. And maybe finally, people are actually going to start playing and take notice, and maybe give them those extra few dollars to get the Bad Bunny Evo card. Like, man. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, personally, I'm probably not going to spend any money on it, even for content, because again, I'm sure at the end of the day, there's still going to be legitimate community creations that go on, community creations that are of the same things, or if not better. Because you got to remember, right now, at least before the 2K23 patch, people like Status were going into the files and just straight up uploading things. These were actual things out of my faction, just uploaded to community creations. There's still going to be the creations community doing God's work, and you know, when a new pay-per-view's on, a new attire comes out, and it's great. It's not a my faction thing. It's people are just created it because they're awesome. That's still going to happen. You know, take my faction out of this, remove it completely. Okay, we're in the same position we were however many years ago. Live service wasn't a thing. And whilst my faction has made that slightly possible, all older attires as Shield, Seth Rollins Shield attires, Booker T's, all sorts of stuff that has come up in my faction. It's not going to make a huge difference, guys. I wouldn't be too stressed about it. You can still create things, you can grind my faction, you can spend the money if you want. You're still going to have a massive roster of guys to play with from launch, and there's going to be a great creations community to get things updated as we like. But yeah, I think that should be sort of what everybody's thinking, but all I'm sort of seeing so far is they're trying to ruin 2K23, man. You know, I think it's just a sign of what's to come. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you later.